Honest girl, in 2022, we are still dealing with celebrities who are more mad about them being called out than trying to fix the problem that started the call out from the beginning. Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on. Beyonce fans can't take me. They are taking you. What is going on, y'all? We got to talk about Saucy Santana and the anti-blackness and the futurism that has happened with his old tweets with Blue Ivy. First and foremost, let me just say this. I've already did a dirty version, a uncut raw version for Patreon. Y'all can go check that out because, girl, I was upset. But we're going to clean it down. We're going to tone it down because we got brand deals and all that stuff. But we're going to keep it cute and we're going to call out what it is without being too ratchet, okay? We ain't going to let the Dixie Queen from Memphis jump out. So over the weekend, Saucy Santana had some old tweets that were pulled up from 2014, 2015, and he made some anti-black comments about Blue Ivy and her hair. So the people went through his tweets and it took nothing for them to find old tweets of him comparing Blue Ivy's hair compared to Northwest hair. And the same thing that we saw, Blue Ivy needs a comb, this and that. The continuous anti-black, futurism, texturism conversations that were happening about Blue Ivy from the very beginning, which have always been sick and have always been disgusting. And instead of Saucy Santana, instead of him taking this moment to just shut up, he started to clap back and post stuff and say, y'all are trying to counsel me, and y'all see my career taking off, and y'all are trying to take me out, and and y'all don't really care. And you know what? I think a lot of folks do not care. A lot of people don't care. They just do want to drag. They do. But there are some folks who are affected by this. We just saw a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago, where the girl was in her mother's lap getting her hair braided. A dark-skinned, probably 6 or 7-year-old child was getting her hair done by her mother, and she felt that she was ugly. She felt at like 4 to 6 years old that she was ugly. She was dark-skinned and she had braids and she had a specific hair texture. Y'all know the hair texture that I'm talking about. Y'all seem to think that these comments about these celebrities like they're not human beings. Blue Ivy is a child. She is a human being. She's always been beautiful. She's always been that girl. And y'all think, Santana, let me talk to you because I don't want to drag you because I have a lot of respect for you. I'm also offering you a lot of grace. But girl, I really think if I was cool, if I was in your circle right now, I would have told you to shut up. And which is really confusing to me right now, considering that you just signed with RCA. You're supposed to have a team. You should not be out here fighting battles on social media. Your team should have went through and found these tweets. I don't understand how y'all are doing all this stuff while y'all out here shopping and buying Louis Gucci Prada. Y'all need to get y'all teams who have loaned y'all the money y'all out here spending to go through y'all tweets and clean up y'all brands. Y'all should fix this stuff. But you know what? Y'all don't want to fix it because y'all haven't learned anything. Y'all are still inherently anti-black, which is why we found a tweet from 2020 when Saucy Santana said it's 2020 and you black girls still ain't, y'all need to get some perms. Y'all need to get some perms. It's the same stuff he has not learned. I don't think he has learned, to be honest. And I'm not really surprised. I think some people have accepted that. Some people are okay with that because Saucy Santana is kind of, in that lane, people say, well, he is who he is. The same way some folks accept other folks who are problematic. He is who he is. But I'm really disappointed. I'm disappointed, but not surprised. Because Saucy Santana also got called out for transphobia a couple years ago, and it was never addressed. Like, you all seem to think that this is what gets me. Let me just stop. Saucy Santana said the reason for him kind of not apologizing publicly because the apology should go to Beyonce and Blue Ivy or whatever the person who was offended by it. I'm trying to see what frame of mind do you think that you're going to be able to, one, get a call with Beyonce? What frame of mind, what are you thinking that you're going to also be able to call Beyonce just to call her? You got connections, girl, but it's not giving that. And then you have a connection to be able to apologize. You're not only just calling her, you're calling her to apologize for some negative stuff that you said about her daughter. Join the long list of all the other anti-black celebrities and artists and stuff who have made derogatory comments about Blue Ivy. So, only thing that you could do from a PR perspective was to apologize publicly. And just say, hey, but you know what? You're still thinking that you're in Tallahassee. You're not in Tallahassee no more. You're not Sissy Santana no more. You are Saucy Santana, the artist, the one whose face being on flyers and all that, the one whose song wasn't going to be a hit, but the girls really wasn't feeling it. The girl who is so interested in maintaining whatever image you thought you brought from the very beginning, instead of learning and say, hey, you know what? I am that artist. I am that bitch. And you know what? I'm going to own up to that. I messed up and I messed up on that part, so let me clean this up. Which tells me that even though you signed to the label, like, it's okay to be authentically you and still hold stuff, but you need to grow as a person. And this is not growth to me at all. This looks very tacky and trash. It reminds me of the Santana that you don't want us to remember, that was just partying every weekend, spending, like, going into debt, doing all types of stuff, and not looking like a celebrity, not looking like a boss, but trying to look like one. Because I really was hoping for a shift. It is beautiful to see this dark-skinned, fat, black, femme person on flyers for Pride. Let me just go ahead and talk about it. I want you all to pull up a Pride, a National Black Pride or any Pride where you've seen, for the flyers for the club, for the Black Pride events and the Black parties and stuff, where you've ever seen a fat, black, femme person on there other than them being the artist. They're never the unknown models. Every time we see a flyer for the Black Pride stuff, it's always the same gym bodies. So to see Saucy Santana on there, owning that lane like I'm a performer, and he is a performer, talented, cannot take that away from him, can do circles around a lot of the girls as far as performing on stage, has it. And for you to miss the beat and not understand that, girl, you know what? I did make those comments. And you know what? Here's how high I've grown from that. Because first and foremost, don't nobody have to take your apology. No one has to take your apology. Everybody can just say, girl, I'm good. I don't want to support you. Cancel culture is not a thing. I'm going to be completely honest, Saucy Santana. You are, in the words of Nene Leakes, you are the lowest paid on this show. And when I say that, you are the lowest minority. And that's just facts. You are fat, dark-skinned, and femme. And I don't say that in a negative context, but it's just talking about from society how they view you and how hard you have had to work to get to where you are. You are dark-skinned, fat, and femme, and gay. You have these four things. You're already a minority within the minority within the minority within a minority. So you've already been counseled, theoretically. You already have counseled. You're already counseled. The fact that you are as talented as you are and doing circles around the girls who cannot take the stage with you like that and perform like that should tell you something. Because you have the it factor. You're delivering every time we see a performance. You eating it up. And you should be out here signing multi-million-dollar deals, to be honest. You should be on a level that is greater than where you are at now. You should have been there. But you are not showcasing that with your growth. You handled this poorly. You handled this poorly. So what is the purpose of signing with these labels and going into debt with them if we're not out here using the stuff? Where is the PR team? Where is the black folks that's telling you, girl, no? Where are the friends around you that is telling you this is not it? Which who have allowed you to say transphobic stuff, because that's getting like the gays. When it comes to y'all are terrible when it comes to transphobia. I have talked to a couple of folks over the last couple of weeks, and just how transphobia just oozes out of y'all mouth so easily. I was literally talking to a guy, and it just oozed out his mouth, and I was just like, I'll never talk to him again. I'll never have a conversation with him again. Like, y'all are just so easily transphobic. And when we connect the dots, 9 times out of 10, if you're transphobic, you're more than likely a colorist. If you're transphobic and colorist, you're more than likely internalized, dealing with some internalized homophobia. You're femphobic too. You're probably anti-fat too, and you're anti-black. All of this stuff is connected in the same pot. All of it is sisters and cousins of the same thing, which is white supremacy. The same thing. The same fire that's boiling all of this big pot of just mess. Like, y'all just don't get it. You are a minority. You cannot be counseled. You've already been counseled. So there is no such thing as cancel culture. You cannot use what cishet white folks have used. You can't use what cishet black folks have used. You can't use that. You can't be these cishet black men that's out here talking about cancel culture like David Chappelle and D.L. Hewlett. You can't be out here, and Steve Harvey. You can't do that. You don't have that type of power. You don't have that type of power at all. Nobody's counseling you. Now the girls are being messy because the person who posts this more than likely 9 times out of 10 is a Nicki Minaj fan, and to be honest, 9 times out of 10, 9.99999 times out of 10, a Nicki Minaj fan is also transphobic, colorist, anti-fat, all of that. A lot of y'all are. And that's just the nature. Every time I see y'all going at it, y'all don't have anything y'all don't have any real thing to hold on to defend y'all. So y'all have to really, because the stuff don't work on certain people, so y'all have to jump into y'all anti-black, anti-fat, and all the other bags to drag folks. Now, Beyonce's folks, they're a little different. They'll deal with some tweets because, girl, they tried to get me together. Because, girl, I have no problem calling out any artist about capitalism, period. Point blank, period. And that's just what it is. But there's no tweets of me talking about Blue Ivy's hair being nappy. Like, girl, I've had some stuff that I've said that was not right and it was not okay. And what the thing is about owning it and showcasing that you have grown. Because, honestly, at the end of the day, we are not at fault for the anti-black stuff that we've been taught. But we are at fault if we continue to let that be an excuse for why we're still being harmful to other people. So although Beyonce and Blue Ivy might not have seen it or whatever, they are very much aware of it. You're just another celebrity and they're used to it at this point, unfortunately. But you don't think Blue Ivy will see that eventually if she hasn't already? Y'all were out here deliberately. This is what you did. You compared this black little girl with these 2 black parents. You said that she didn't look as good as the girl with a white parent and a black parent. And that is very consistent of how y'all look at beauty, how y'all look at desire, why we talk about desirability politics as much as we do, because y'all don't see it. And it's written so in our face. Like, I knew it. I've been saying it. I do not like how people talked about Blue Ivy in comparison to Northwest. You can feel it, and what they do is, what the girls try to do is, she looks like her daddy. Anytime you hear someone say that about a daughter, that's a dog whistle of anti-blackness, because what they want to say is these masculine features are now on this girl, and therefore it doesn't make them beautiful because it's only beautiful on a boy, and it's disgusting. Blue Ivy has always been beautiful, but I'm not going to sit up here and say, well, she looked like her mom. I'm not using that as an excuse, because I'm not like, some of y'all can't see the forest because of the trees, and the forest literally is white supremacy. The forest literally is anti-blackness. Y'all can't see it. Well, she looks like this and that, and she's pretty at home, right? No, she's pretty, point blank, period. And she's pretty if she looks like her dad. Because the reason why y'all don't like Jay-Z, and the reason why y'all call him Joe the Camel and I make all those other comments, I'm pretty sure I did too, because his nose is big, his eyes are big, and he has big lips. And we don't look at that, we don't look at those characteristics as beauty, unless they're on a man. But even if they are, we still making comments about it. Like, I have my other reason for not liking Jay-Z, but I've always think Jay-Z is a beautiful black man. He's still beautiful today. He's still a handsome man. I love blackness. I love blackness in all shapes, colors, sizes, and stuff. I don't like one specific blackness with specific nose, specific lips, because what Blue Ivy, the comments and stuff about her have been rooted in texturism and featureism. That's all of it. I wanted to say colorism too, but it's not, because Blue Ivy is lighter. But it's definitely texturism and futurism. And texturism is like the texture of your hair, and futurism is, we know what we're talking about when we're saying, hey, these features that are closer to Eurocentric beauty standards are defined as more like beautiful, like a smaller nose, a smaller lip, all the other stuff. But big lips, big nose, and all that is more of a black feature. Like, and when people think of black like that, they think about dark skinned black. So that's what it is. Like, what y'all are doing is like being like, y'all are being like anti-black. And that's all Santana. That's why I'm pissed off. I'm not pissed off at people finding the tweets. I'm pissed off is that it doesn't seem like Santana gets it. It doesn't seem, even with him and his growth over the 2 years as an artist, he hasn't grown as a person. And that concerns me, because I've seen him wearing the fake Chanel bags and trying to put it on and all that stuff inside the, the apartment. And all that else, because I was like, girl, how the hell you got all these bags and this apartment look like it's run down? Bustiana, it was looking bust down, Tatiana. But now, you know, Saucy Santana has grown. He's getting more bags, he's getting more coin. He's on this stuff. He just did a thing with Paper Magazine. He had all these things, all of these things. I'm just so happy to see him. And yet, my favorite dark-skinned, fat, femme, queer person is anti-black. And I don't know how to sit with that. I don't know how to, I don't know. Because you are a part, like you're dealing with internalized anti-blackness, and I want you to learn. I want you to learn. So I want somebody in your team to see this video. This is why I wanted to interview you, girl, back in January. This is why I wanted to have a conversation with you so I can be that person to tap you in your shoulder, because I want to look out for us. I want to be able to say, hey, girl, this is how I will handle it. This is what you need to do. Like, this is the reason why. And y'all don't have people around you all that care about you all, even well-read or well-versed on specific topics to be able to tell y'all, say, hey, girl, this ain't it. Like, this is not it. This is not giving. So yes, the girls might have rooted for you in Houston and they ain't dragged you as much because a lot of them are dealing with their own stuff. But make no mistake about it, I know this bothered you. I know it bothered you because you had a really good week. You released your song Friday. You did this Paper Magazine stuff. I know that you cannot celebrate this because now you have to deal with this. And I know that bothers you because I saw how you acted on social media. I read it and it spoke very loud. So you looked very insecure that night when you said you didn't want to apologize. So girl, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you how you should do it. I think it is, hey, you need to have a conversation with somebody. You need to be doing something because Saucy Santana, this just isn't it. Yes, it'll be a blowover. People do not seem to care about it. It's like, oh girl, it's old, da, da, da. But we have to like really think about who was the one to defend those black girls who do look like Blue Ivy, who are probably darker, who have, you know, even a tighter curl pattern or this and that. What about those black girls who are seeing this? What about those black women who are now grown, who heard this stuff growing up? What about those? Those are the people that are now triggered by this. Like, y'all just don't get it. Like, I just want better for everybody. But that's my message to Saucy Santana. I'm hoping that somebody like lets him know and speaks to him and say, hey girl, like we gotta do better with this. We have to own it. Like the fact that you think that you need to apologize to Blue and you need to apologize to Beyonce, it's not good enough. It's very, very poor. And I just don't get poor bitch from you, but this is giving poor bitch energy. And that's all I got.